voice of an department store mannequin. She always leaves me breathless and panicking. There's nothing I can do but stay out of sight. With every session, twist of a feel dizzy. She says my name and my thoughts get crazy. More than an hour long at this tonight. Her eyes are covered with poison dot frost. Eyes of blue of my deepest fat. Sudden feeling keeps getting away. Spaghetti fish. She's got his voice that moves down from the hill. And it descends to 95 kills. You know I die for a word from those lips. There is no alignment for other agendas, and we always decide that someone can defend us. But it all fades away when she wiggles those hips. It's the color of poison dot frost. Eyes of blue and my deepest fantasies. It's like
Oh, having some technical difficulties there. Way to start things off on a high note. Hi everybody, it's me Jim. I am joined by the incredible, who cannot hear me actually.
I don't hear you.
Yes, I'm fixing that right now. I had a crash thingy that happened right as I started what we're doing, and start. And you should be able to hear me now. You should be able to hear me now. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to do this. And I'm here with my buddy Chris. And I should fade over so people can see. There's Chris. Looking all evil. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing good, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Oh, yeah, I'm okay. For a second there, I thought I wasn't making noise on the stream, but we're good. We're good. I'm a pro.
Good.
Everything's coming up. Yeah. I don't know that I agree all the way, but this particular moment, after all the kerfuffle to start things off, it was something.
Yeah, I mean, what is life without fuckery, though, right?
This is very true. We live a fuckery-full world.
Yeah. I mean, I like to take credit for that when I can too, but in this case, it's not me.
And so you should. I think it's important to if life gives you lemons, take credit for lemonade.
Yeah, wow, man. I've got a new credo.
It's a fine credo at that. Yeah. For those that are joining us, this is Chris Saunders. He plays currently in Balrogath. I knew him in the days of the Reckless Heroes, and I've known him for many years. A phenomenal musician, a rad human being. I could not be happier to have some quality time with my buddy.
Yeah, dude. I'm happy to be here.
So, go ahead.
It's been a while.
It has been a while.
I'm just saying, it's been a while since I've had a beer with you.
Oh,
and
speaking
that's
of which.
unusual, because I was thinking about it earlier today. Yeah, that's a good idea. I was thinking about it earlier today, and I must have known you for like coming on 12, 13 years by now.
I think so,
You
yeah.
were one of the first people I met in the scene when I started playing punk rock, and that would have been late 2008, early 2009, somewhere in there. So we're coming up on at least 12 years.
Yeah,
Wow.
which is weird, because I mean I've only been legal to be in bars for 5 years now.
Yeah. Well, that's legit.
Or something.
Or something like that. It's your stature. You've had us all fooled the whole time.
It's true. I wear it well. You know what? That's a fun thing, because like when I first got into punk music, there was always old people, and I'd be like, oh, that's weird. And now I'm the old person, and I'm like, that's weird.
Yeah.
It doesn't
somewhere
get
in
cooler.
between there now. It's super weird. I mean, not getting into time as a concept being weird, because I could talk about that literally forever, and my band hates me about it. But it's as you get older, and like I remember seeing some all ages shows somewhere near the end of shows ever.
Yes.
Back before the big bad happened and we couldn't see each other, and I just feel weird like talking to 18-year-olds who are like, whoa, man, like, shows are crazy. Check out that mosh pit. And you're like, yeah, tell me about it. I was there for the first mosh pit. But I wasn't, because there are my predecessors, which are like mentors like you that have encouraged music for longer than I've been doing it.
Yes, I would say that I've been very lucky in that regard. I've been able to um, be a part of a thing from early days for me, and that thing was not like, it wasn't new when I got involved in it, but um, to watch it evolve and watch the music scene in Calgary change so much and become so much bigger than it was and so much more interesting than it was, I think is remarkably cool. I see.
Oh, totally.
I see. Nate Bonet in the chat says, "Look at Chris coming on in full costume. I should have done that." Yeah, Nate. And I said Bonet. It's Bonnet. Sorry, or Bonnet, or I don't fucking know.
Bonnet.
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 Gandalf
I've known
Graham.
him
He
shit
says,
almost about the same amount of time. The first mosh pit. He's quoting me.
First month.
Yeah, Graham's a good buddy. He plays D&D with Balrogath and hangs out with us and coaches us, cheers us on, and inspires us. He's a great dude.
Excellent, excellent. I played, my D&D experience started off real bad, and that was in grade 5. There was these kids that were like, "We're gonna do D&D at lunch." And I was like, "Right on." I don't know what that means, but okay. And no, they were fucking like twisted little shits, right? And I'm just like, I can't keep up with what the fuck they're doing, and my head's exploding, and they're doing all like genuinely like awful stuff. Like one of them thought it would be hilarious. He had some kind of a sword of decapitation and a stick of healing or whatever the fuck they had, and they kept like killing this orc and reattaching his head and then killing him again, like all this shit. And I was like, this is really fucking dark, guys. Like, and I'm pretty sure that it was based on the fact that these are people who didn't know how to play Dungeons and Dragons. But
it's intimidating if you don't understand it.
Well, and it scared, like, as a young Christian lad, it scared the shit out of me, and I was like, I don't want anything to do with this. And then, like, my best friend growing up, a few years later, I found out that his dad ran the D&D club at Ernest Manning High School, and, like, they were big D&D people, and I was like, okay, we can try, and I just fucking loved it. I haven't played in years, but, yeah.
It's such a unique outlet, I would say,
Absolutely.
If you have the aptitude for it, which I absolutely don't. Like, I don't think I'm an especially good player. Working on it always. I try and like focus on growth and trying to, but like I'm not a good player. But I think somebody who is a good player can really enjoy that they get to be somebody else for a moment, and they can really role playing is the main part of it, right? So you can hop in and truly like express something from a perspective that's new to you, and then it's really more of a reactionary. You get to be really emotional about it because you're thinking in this new mind frame, and you can get caught up and get really excited. And I'm trying to do that, but I end up being really lame with my character design and just making little shithead characters that reflect my inner, me.
I totally get that. We've got commentary. Red Spiced Rum says the corpse paint doesn't work on skin exposed to sunlight.
That's right.
I think that one's for me, actually. I look like I'm wearing corpse paint, but in fact, this is my natural skim milk pallor.
I think that's she's wise, that one. That's my partner. She's much more learned when it comes to the face paint than me, but she said it was okay for me to not use a foundation because I'm super pasty. So like it was fine.
Excellent.
My corpse paint is and I think all of us in the band are pretty lazy about it. We don't do the white foundation because we just live in a basement. So I've lived under a rock a really long time. You know the rock too. It's called punk rock, and I've lived under it for long enough.
I am well versed. Yeah, no, I get it. I look very much like I am made of skim milk. In fact, like when I was a kid, we used to go to Penticton to visit my grandparents, and we'd go to the beach, and I swear to fuck, people would like stack around us to tan off the glow from my sister and I, because we just reflected all the light. Oh man, it's been far too long, and I was trying to think of like the last time I saw, because I don't think I've seen Balrogath yet. I must be wrong about that, but
Maybe not. I mean, we've mostly played. We played the Vakken Metal Battle was kind of our debut back in 2019, and then the Vakken Battle decided to skip Canada, which evidently caused a worldwide pandemic in 2020. So we didn't
naturally.
get to do much. But yeah, we came out somewhere in 2019. The Alt Waves set. Oh yeah, so our buddy Nate did the Alternative Waves Festival in 2019,
Which is an
and
awesome festival.
so good. And we were lucky enough to share the stage there. We went on right before the wonderful Widow's Peak, and right after Crimson Caliber. So that was intimidating as all fuck. But you know,
Excellent, yes.
uh, it was nice to be there, and it was nice to play. And he got a lot of it on on video and recorded it. So it's and then the Skyrim jokes coming in on the chat, of course. But
I'm
yeah,
curious
it was.
to see if that shows up on the feed or not. I don't imagine it will,
I
but
must have a different chat going than you because I've just got Discord off on the one side,
yeah,
and
that's
then I have.
on the screen is actually
You've
the
also got the
Discord chat.
general. You've also got the general chat open. It looks like.
Oh, do I?
I think.
No, that's the current
Because
Yammer
I
chat.
I didn't see Red's comment anywhere, but I don't know. Maybe I just missed it,
Weird.
or maybe I just tuned it out. But, oh no, there it is.
There you go.
Yeah,
I'm not sure
I
if it
just tuned her out
shows.
at this point.
Yeah, that's
You know, 5 years
the
into a
joys of.
relationship, sometimes you just hear half.
Absolutely. So if you are watching this and you haven't checked out the Discord channel, there's actually a whole pile of video that's being shared there by Nate Bonnet. So feel free to pop in that chat. The link is actually in the description. It's like I'm getting better at this.
He's I mean, as you guys discussed when he was on your show here, him and I go way back. And so when I started like getting into the band and getting this one going, he was nice enough to put in time and help us get some early recordings and kind of do some videography work. And he was really amazing about it, and it was a lot of fun. And I think we have a couple of those videos up on YouTube as well as he's sharing there now. So I like, you know, I could read, but I don't. But yeah, awesome guy, awesome work, and it was nice to do those videos. So one of those, at least, I think, is shot in his basement.
I think
there
I
at Octave
saw,
Studios.
yeah. I think it's if I scroll up, Balrogath Live, Fall to Me, live at Octave Studios, Medhat.
That's the one. Yeah, that was a fun one.
Yes.
Yeah, or that was, I think, was that the day after Alt Waves? That might have been the day after Alt Waves. We were kind of like exhausted for it, but very excited to have studio space and just Nate's company. And I think Matt was there at the time. Matt from what's his art project called? It'll come to me. Oh right,
Sorry.
that's right. No, Nate and I did a cover after Alt Waves. That's what that was. Kill Switch Engage.
Okay.
Cover.
Okay.
I think of that. Tranquilizer Arts, yeah, amazing work from Matt there as well. Just, I don't know, it's something that I guess I'm just talking about Medicine Hat now. Medicine Hat's always been a wonderful city. I recommend it if you like sunlight and punk rock and metal.
Well, and it's got a strange and long and strong history of music. There's been great bands from Medicine Hat for many years. And that almost seems counterintuitive because, you know, I grew up thinking Medicine Hat was, you know, a bunch of good old boys and, you know, farm kids and shit. And in fact, it's a whole different thing, whole different monster. I was going to say one of the things I love about the music scene we're in is all of the people like Nate that are just committed to helping each other and to building stuff together and you know, showing people the ropes for things like you know, I'm using OBS now and I've got all this stuff with what the fuck am I trying to even say? I've got all this stuff going on with that Chris I can't even think of his
Cohen?
fucking name now. Chris Cohen, yeah, and it's in my chat thing, I'm sure. Chris Cohen has showed me a bunch of stuff. Nate Trash has helped me. You've helped me with some stuff, more
Trash
with
is beautiful.
Reapery stuff, and yeah, like there's just this world of people who are all like, let me help you, let me do things. I just think that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and it's nice to see this like community forming in these dark ages where we don't get to see each other, and still you see this like boiling resolve to keep music alive, and we're all just at each other's backs like, hey, check out my friends, they're freaking amazing. Long rant about how amazing, and then 6 other tags of other amazings, and it's really kind of blown up in this incredibly supportive way that's like it's really encouraging, and it's hopefully going to keep music going and give it momentum to come back stronger than it was after we can, when bars are open and we can jam again.
I sincerely hope so. And I think one of the things that I'm most proud of in my life is the part in that I've played. And I'm not aggrandizing myself and like, oh, the music community wasn't much of nothing till I came around or anything like that. But like when we started playing shows, it was there was really no sense of community. And it was Mark who, in my opinion, did the lion's share of the work to just sort of walk up to people and be like, no, we're all gonna get together and get to know each other. And that's how I met Mark. And then through the Calgary Beer Corps, we've fostered that, and in turn, the people. Pardon me, I burped. I've been drinking beer. The people in the scene have been all working together to build each other up, and new bands come from people knowing each other and trying new things, and it's just so fucking cool. I'm just proud to be a part of it.
It is, and it's I wasn't there at the foundation because I turned 18 in 2008. That's why you didn't see me before that. So I was just going into it blind, and then one of my best friends was like, hey, come check out this punk band. I bet you could play guitar for them. And then within a couple of months, we were playing at the Stetson, and just like, cool, Calgary Beer Corps, let's roll, I guess. And I seeing the old distillery and playing in all those places, and obviously like Burns deserves a permanent shout out in Calgary music, as does Dickens.
Yeah,
just institutions as far as local music goes. But really, like the Beer Corps keeping this crazy amount of energy and kinship in the local punk rock and hardcore, and then as metal started to grow, well, as I noticed metal starting to grow, you guys were always inclusive and like, yeah, whatever you're doing, man, if it's music, come do it. And just the like, there's no bullshit tolerated. You get along and you hang out in the crowd, or you don't come.
Yep. I remember when I started with the Keith Morrison band, me and Keith, just the two of us playing acoustic instruments, singing pretty songs, and we're playing Beer Corps shows, and people are like, are they even allowed to play Beer Corps shows? And Mark and I are just like, we do whatever the fuck we want. It's a Beer Corps show if we say it's a Beer Corps show. So if it's gonna have a bunch of fucking harp players, it's a Beer Corps harp show. I don't fucking care.
Absolutely. And you guys didn't necessarily restrict it to music either. I've seen like Doug Smode and Mark's brother Justin doing shows together, and a couple of burlesque acts over the years, and things like that. You just are inclusive of the arts. If I remember correctly, the 4th Ave distillery, or was it Distortion at that point? No, it was Distillery. You guys had all local art on the walls, and it was just local stuff all the time. And it was just like, whoa, this is such a hub of culture that apparently was unappreciated and other things.
Well, Eau Claire was maybe not the location for people to appreciate loud music and scary people. I think that, and when they opened up, us corpse paint. When they opened up Distortion, I remember Katie and Mark and Taco being in a bunch of interviews, and they kept describing it as a community center. It's a bar, but it's a community center for the music community. And I was like, that's so fucking true and so completely badass. And we need these things, right? Verns is another one, as you mentioned, and Dickens and Broken City. Depending on your style, there's a community center for all of us, and I think it's really cool that it's built like that.
Absolutely. And we're really lucky in the quality of remaining venues, but I feel like there could always be more. I don't know.
Yeah, it's funny because
I'm
like
biased.
when I think is it the Roadhouse that's up for rent right now, and there was a big deal made about the oh my God, like what a great room, you should totally get that room, that'd be amazing. And I mean, I can't speak for anyone else. I can only say the following things. Number one, it's not a good room. It's massive, but I mean, you'd have to put a lot of work in. Number two, the fire department's going to come in and have, at best, have the capacity, right? So, and then looking at the cost per square foot, which is I think a googolplex of dollars per square foot.
Right.
There's just no way to make a thing out of that. Like it's it's so not possible. And I don't know, like that's a real struggle with live venues, because I mean, at the start of this we lost the Oak Tree, we just lost the Stetson the other day. More, I guess not the other day, but more and more we're seeing
a little bit ago,
a ways back, and we're seeing this this trend, if you will, towards things are getting tough. Rents are not coming down. People are hurting, and that does not bode well for the longevity of some of these locations. So hopefully we can get shit fixed and figure things out.
Yeah.
So talk about the. Oh, sir, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I
was just gonna say, like,
always.
Tell me about the dungeoning and dragoning.
Oh, so we have a running campaign with Balrogath as I guess it started as a team bonding project / hobby combination, and it's just kind of been a running thing. It really ties into the roots of the band in a way, in that when TJ, who just joined us, hey TJ, and TJ helped the Reckless Heroes through the final tour that we did. So he was our bassist for that. And the whole time, him and I were like talking D&D and just, like, Lord of the Rings, nerd stuff. And then like literally the minute the Reckless Heroes was like, I guess we're done. Him and I were like,
yep.
So how about these metal songs written about goblins and D&D? And then, yeah, we're playing Pathfinder. Thanks for the technical update, Red. Different proprietary, I wish I could say non-proprietary, but different proprietary Dungeons and Dragons. And that's just because it's free to play on the internet.
No, even better.
So
wait, so I'm out of touch. Do you mean that, like, if you do a Dungeons and Dragons thing on the internet, are you supposed to, like, pay somebody?
Not that I know of.
Or do you mean like there's an engine that is available that is?
Yeah, it's an available engine. We use a website called Roll20, and it's just, that's what it is. It's an engine for Pathfinder, which is D&D kind of.
Yeah, D&D-ish. I get it, man.
So yeah, I mean, technicality. The reason Red's particular about it is because she's also heavily involved in actual D&D, and it's just kind of like words change, or depending on your knowledge, there's a bunch of different like editions of, and all one word there is TJ, that's why you see the Balrogath logo there. So he's got all the actual information, but I'm going to generalize badly because that's what I do. And basically, yeah, there's different editions of D&D, so there's all kinds of different rule sets. Pathfinder's like a quick and easy middle of the road version.
Okay.
So it's like a generalized, like everyone can sign on and play it. And that's where we do it because it's convenient, because, well, I don't know if you know, but TJ moved to Edmonton last year?
I did not know that.
Early last year, I think. So there's, what is time, right? Again, I can always come back to that. Like, it's just a we made it up, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah,
bullshit.
so TJ, it is bullshit. I'll agree with that. But yeah, so he lives in Edmonton now. So in order for our party to have a dungeon master and like a proper campaign, we had to figure out a new system, and he was fortunately already versed in it and getting better at it all the time. He's already an incredible dungeon master. We're lucky enough that he can do it like on road trips. He's old school pen and paper style, so he'll just like,
Right on.
oh hey, we got to go to X city, 8 hours away. Cool, let's play Dungeons and Dragons for as much of that as he can stay awake for until the soothing rocking motion of the vehicle puts him into a sweet sleep, because he tends to do that, but we love him.
That's fair. I get that. Oh no, man, that's awesome. I had a buddy when I was growing up. Like the same group of kids that my friend's dad that ran the D&D club.
Right.
And this buddy Andrew, we all love pro wrestling, and he actually built a pro wrestling role playing game. And you would create characters, you would come up with your own moves, and it was super fucking cool. And I would go up to, because Ian lived across the city from me, so I'd go up and visit him for like a weekend or whatever, and it would just be like doing wrestling all the time. And we got so excited about it, we were like buying pro wrestling magazines to be able to keep up with like different federations and who's got cool moves and all this kind of shit. And I watched that, like the last time that I saw him was quite a long time ago, and he was talking about he had evolved it. I think he was either in the midst of or had evolved it into like a Pokemon Go trading card kind of,
cool.
Kind of a game, which I didn't like because I liked my old school paper and pen, and I never played the Pokemon game or anything like. I'm too old for that shit.
Yeah. Or you had discovered instruments before Pokemon cards came out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's and suffice to say, there's nothing at all in the world wrong with Pokemon or any of those like Magic the Gathering. Although I used to make fun when I was in college. The engineering kids would all sit around and play Magic the Gathering, and we would tease them. But oh geez, what? that's like being at a gig right there.
That's it. Usually it's because I'm headbanging too hard.
Yeah, or because some kid in the front row slams into the mic stand.
That reminds me of Vern's more than anywhere.
Oh yes. We did a show. What the fuck was it? I think it was at the border crossing, and we had DOA playing. If I'm remembering it correctly, and there's not a huge rise to the stage, and literally I've got nothing to brace myself on, and I'm in the front of the pit, just sort of like arms out, like trying to keep the microphone off Joey Shithead's face, and like people are crashing into me, and I'm like, whoa, fuck! And Jordan's next to me, and he's sort of like trying to grab me and keep me upright, and it was just a crazy pit too, right?
That would be.
And it sucked because I was like, yeah, TJ says pro wrestling RPG sounds hype AF. Oh, it was. It was so much fucking fun. And Token, I believe, was at the Dayglow show. Hopefully had an awesome fucking
right.
Well, of course, had an awesome fucking time. That was, or DOA. Did I say Dayglows? I meant DOA. Pretty sure it was DOA. I don't know. Some Canadian band that starts with D and kicks ass.
Some absolutely amazing punk/hardcore band.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's cool though. Like
a lot of those through.
We've a time or two we have been known to put on the occasional show. So for D&D stuff, did you ever explore like are you just a D&D-ish that realm guy, or do you look at all the sort of different games and play depending on the mood, or what's the haps, G?
As far as the peripherals go of it, like I have played. Oh, how does this work? I played 5th edition D&D and 3.5, which is the same rule set but different names for stuff as Pathfinder. Those are the two I've mostly played. I've also played the video game versions of Neverwinter, or you mentioned Magic the Gathering. So if it's about fantastical games, the short answer is yes. Long answers, I've played a lot of them and I love them, but I don't play them conventionally.
Yes.
A lot of people, or maybe I do, I don't know. I know a lot of people, especially with the magic thing, that will purposely like look up the cheapest cards or the best cards to buy in the right order, and then they're like, haha, this is going to win like 60% of the time because I did the math. And I'm like, I'm going to just buy booster packs and then build what I think is cool, and then I'm going to lose 60% of the time at least, but I enjoy the like puzzle put it together into a function thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm focused on the wrong part of the game probably, but that's where my interest lies. I'm like, yeah, like character building or like deck building. Sure, let's do that. Oh, wait, I have to use this?
But that's the thing. Like I get that. I used to. So my first game that I played regularly, like I played D&D and stuff, and that same guy for my birthday when I was 13 gave me a copy of the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles role playing game, and
so
it was so fucking badass, and it tied into there was a RPG called Heroes Unlimited, and they had branched off. They had TMNT, they had Robotech, all of these different areas, like, and they would come up with a book that could be a standalone game using that same basic model, or it would be something that you could like incorporate. So they had a book like called Ninjas and Super Spies, and it was all specific characters around like, and there was hundreds of martial arts types, and they have different skills and different benefits, and it was just so much cool. The TMNT and all the Palladian games are really cool, says TJ, and TJ knows shit, so yes.
He, especially about games and Ninja Turtles, which we're all.
Oh wow, that's fucking badass! I did not know that. I have no.
No, I soundproof my jam room.
That's a great way to go about it. I have no Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles anything, unfortunately. When I was a kid, I had all like the original Eastman and Laird books, and they got destroyed by my dog. Yeah, Robotech, Rift, Heroes Unlimited. Yeah. My dog destroyed some incredible stuff. I had a comic box full of great things, including X-Men number 137, which is the origin or the death of Phoenix. I had that comic. I had worked in a paper route for quite a while to be able to save up $100 and something to be able to buy this one comic. And yep, dog got in there and fucking thing. To be fair, I was. What's that?
TJ says rough.
Oh, rough. That's a live music thing, right? That's a quote clearly from the Betty and Veronica. Or no, Me and My Wiener Dog by the Press Gang.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you remember that one, but Me and My Wiener Dog. Super ridiculous fun. Yeah, and the last line of the chorus or the verse was Me and My Wiener Dog. Ruff. Oh, that's some early beer core days. Not all the way early, but after Hail Damage ended, Press Gang came about, and that was their demo album. Super fun, super exciting. I remember so many great mosh pits we were in where they'd be playing just these ridiculous, silly songs and dumb punk rock about space and about Betty and Veronica and stupid shit. And yeah, they evolved as a band, and they're not the same band anymore, but they're so still totally listenable and enjoyable. Great vibe, like all a very space theme. Love that band. But yeah, the early days were just like young and dumb. I loved it.
Yeah, they've definitely come a long way. They're working closer towards like concept albums and like really, I don't know, like hammering the space, not quite fantasy, but not fantasy.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, we love space and cool shit, and we're gonna tell you about it, and I love that about them. But yeah, I just love their antics. They're fun on stage, super high energy. And I found this poster the other day, but they were actually one of the opening bands of the very first Reckless Heroes CD release ever.
Nice.
I found that poster, and I was just like, holy crap, that was a long time ago. We did not deserve to have the Press Gang opening for us back then, because I know what that first album sounded like, and they were way better.
I don't have anything to give away, but for those in the Discord chat, the first person to post the official video. I think there was only one official video you guys did, but the official video shot in the school from the Reckless Heroes. Post that in the chat, and I will give you a solid thumbs up.
I know exactly what song that is, but I don't know if I should say it because it'll spoil the fun.
Yeah, let's make them
That's
sweat
the one
for it.
where I think Nolan got stabbed by Danny in the video.
I believe you are correct.
Not actually stabbed.
It's a very, very emotional look at going through high school and the difficulties therein.
Yeah,
I remember.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I actually, when that video came out, I was not expecting it, and I was like, this is so not what I expected from you guys, and the video was fucking phenomenal, and I just thoroughly enjoyed it.
Does it count if the answer comes from a former Reckless Hero?
Well, see, I
He's
said
a substitute.
I thought I said put the video in there, not the name.
Oh, you're right. He just got the name.
Yeah.
No?
So like you're halfway there. You're living on a prayer. See what I did?
Bon Jovi's his favorite, so that's good.
So I'm from Europe, so for me it's Bon Jovi.
Bon John Bovey.
You know, I bought the album Slippery When Wet when it was a new release, because like I was a fucking kid, right? I was in junior high when that album was a new release, or I think it was a new release, and it was when it was like climbing the top of the charts. Like for me, I still, every time I hear the one that's a ooh wow wow ooh wow, and I think that's Living on a Prayer actually, yeah.
Yeah.
In my head, that song actually begins with number one.
Really?
Yeah, like every time
that's
I hear
not
it,
on
that
the
goes
radio
in my
version.
head. No, but it was when I was a kid. That was guaranteed number one for quite a long time, and it was right in that point in my life where I gave a fuck about the radio. So it was a fantastic thing. And the other day it came on, and I was listening to it, and I was like, this is not a terrible song for some of the shit that I listened to when I was that age. Like, it's not bad, but fuck Bon Jovi. Not gonna run out and support the dude, but
as far as Bon Jovi goes, there are, and we keep this between you and me, but there are very few artists I like to karaoke more than Bon Jovi.
I can understand that completely. I go with sassy kind of songs, but not like, like the fucking like Asshole by Dennis Leary or anything like that. I don't do it that, but I'll do like one of my favorites is Rubber Biscuit as performed by the Blues Brothers, which no one's ever heard of.
Oh, nice. But
it's like completely nonsensical lyrics. It's Dan Aykroyd singing, and it's like just completely nonsensical. And then the music stops. Yeah, and then the music stops, and he'll be like, "Have you ever heard of a ricochet biscuit? A ricochet biscuit is the kind of a biscuit that's supposed to bounce back up off the wall and into your mouth. If you don't bounce it back, you go hungry." Bow, bow, bow. Like
I've definitely heard that
song. Completely bizarre. I love singing at a karaoke. No one ever sings it besides me. And that's not me calling it. I mean, like, no one even fucking knows it's a song half the time. And then the other one I like is Mac the Knife by Bobby Darin, because it allows me to like get that ham on and raise the one eyebrow rock style, and it's
nice.
It's got some suave.
Nice. Yeah, I guess I'm lazy because I'm like classic 80s rock and nothing. That's it.
I get
Billy
it.
Idol, give me Bon Jovi. Those are my, I don't know. It's just. Do you know what? Actually, this one bothers me because the song I want to sing at karaoke the most, I have yet to find, and it really upsets me.
Like a Prayer by Madonna.
It's "Let Him Play" by Doucette.
I don't think I know it.
Jerry Doucette. Mama, let the boy play some rock and roll. Jazz is much too crazy, etc. Yeah.
Yes, I do know
love
the song.
That
yes,
song. Absolutely
it's a great
love
fucking
that song.
tune.
Nobody knows who it's by. You can't find it at karaoke. I mean, I do it when I'm here, but like, is it karaoke if you're in your own basement by yourself?
Yeah, that's just lonely.
You got to be in some Korean dive bar, just like howling at people that hate you for being there and not doing anything they want to hear. Oh, hey. Oh no, not
Red
that
Spice
one. Damn
Drum.
it.
That's not the one.
That's
The Art of Sweeps with Chris Saunders. Look at the
oh
little
god.
hair.
That's
That's going
that's
back a ways.
old. That's back when I had a mohawk.
Nate says some of my
Which
friends
looks
demand me to sing "Toxic" by Backstreet. Is that Backstreet? BS.
Britney Spears.
Britney's.
But same
Only karaoke
same
can be a
era.
thing again. I
I want to
my
hear him
buddy.
sing "Toxic" by Britney Spears now. I bet he does.
I'm half
Nate, you
hard
have to
thinking
do a
about
cover.
it. Yep,
Nate, you
lyric
have to do a
video.
cover video. If you want me to play guitar for it, I'm in.
That's fucking awesome. I did what the fuck am I talking about? For my buddy Quinn's birthday, and it was early in the pandemic, and Norm Manyheads is like one of my really close friends, and he lives right near me, but he's living up on the res because of where his work is. So he's living.
Right.
He's not in near me anymore right now. But it was Quinn's birthday, and Norm and Quinn got together and insisted that I sing them karaoke that night. So I actually did a Facebook. I think I did Facebook Live, and I sang. They had asked me to do Rubber Biscuit, which was the plan, and then I added as a special bonus, B-side. I added Careless Whisper, and I didn't even try to sing it beforehand, and I knew it would be awful. It is not in my range.
That's amazing.
It was so, because the beginning part is like all in my range, and I knew I was in trouble as soon as the music started. The beginning part, I get the cool growly voice and everything's good, and then it just gets higher and higher and like more, and I'm like, yeah, yeah! Like it literally sounds like I'm hurting somebody. Absolutely.
As long as you're not hurting yourself.
We should go to karaoke when the world stops being a tire fire. We should fucking karaoke.
Can we please?
I would love to do that.
That'd be amazing.
And we can bring Nate and whoever else wants to come, as long as Nate sings Britney Spears. And I honestly, I'll allow any Britney Spears. I'm not gonna pigeonhole you, my friend. Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be toxic because it's Britney Spears.
Oh yes, very good.
I don't know if you were aware of this, but my band Amigo Phantasma does a very classic, awesome cover of a very important song called "I Want It That Way."
Oh, that's amazing.
It is
I want to hear
absolutely beautiful, and the best part is the "Tell Me Whys" are all done on trombone.
Oh,
it's so
good. My mic hitting me in the face again.
Fuck, man.
You think I know how to use these after so long?
You know what? I get it. Like, I don't even have a fucking mic, and you can tell by my audio quality that I do not have a mic.
Is my audio quality better? I really don't know.
Yours sounds good. Like, I'm actually gonna be picking up a mic come payday, because it's now that I'm doing this, I'm starting to feel like very self-conscious of the fact that the audio quality for me is kind of garbagey, and I watch a lot of YouTubers like Vosh and Hassan, sorry, and all these people, and they've got like super awesome microphones with giant spoffles on them, and they're able to talk really cool and calm. And I'm like, that's what I want to be when I grow up. Yeah.
I mean, I get gear envy pretty quickly, and I definitely feel where you're coming from with that, because this microphone is a rip-off SM58, so it's like it's not fit to record things with, and yet I do. I mean, not fit is loose.
Soviet era KM417 is good microphone,
eh? Yeah. So I mean, I buy knockoff brands sometimes, but I don't know. I've never prioritized microphones because guitars.
Yeah.
So this whole like switching to Balrogath and using a real microphone all the time. It's such a weird learning curve. You don't think of a microphone as an instrument until you try and use one musically. Or at least that's been my perpetual struggle with it, is like I don't know. I know how they work from behind a soundboard, and then you put one in my face, and I try chewing on it, and I hit myself with it, and it's just not the sound I want.
Yep. I did that thing I said I was gonna do. I switched to my camera or my phone so I can go for a smoke.
Oh yeah, no, that's good. It's like you were saying earlier. This is, and earlier being before we were on the internet for
Just
everybody,
making
and we were just on
sure.
the internet for ourselves. But
I just want to make
yeah,
sure.
it's
Yep, we're
it's
good.
crazy how technology continues to like evolve to suit the time, and now you can be broadcasting from two different locations, and as long as you bring this small little brick, you get to listen and participate and keep being your lovely you and get nicotine.
And slowly kill myself, which I think is ultimately the goal. I'm just mad. Rush Limbaugh beat me to it. What can I say?
There he goes, ruining shit again.
Right? I thought death would be the one great equalizer. You heard about that, right? That Rush is dead.
Yeah, I learned it from the lovely Trez LaForge when I saw her celebrating it and talking about how celebrating misery is bad unless it's a bad person, or I don't know. I read it loosely. Like I said, I generalize stuff.
That whole thing about like not speaking ill of the dead. I'm going to tell you a story right now, and this is so when I was a bit younger, I was in this Taekwondo club, and there was a guy in our club who was just like a Weasley shit. To give you an idea of just how Weasley he was a black belt. His girlfriend was a red belt, which is like just a quick step below, and she was testing for her belt, and he was not. So for the test part of it is sparring, and the teacher said, "Why don't you spar with her, so that she has someone that's at a reasonable level to challenge her to see that she's doing this." And the tacit understanding of any time you're sparring in Taekwondo is you're not if you're the person who's above the other person and they're the one that's testing, you're gonna go easy on them to make sure they get their opportunity to shine.
Right.
He did. This is his girlfriend, and he just like humiliated the shit out of her to the point where the teacher stopped the test and was like, "Dude, you're not the one testing. You get that, right?" So just like
Wow.
a garbage human. So he ended up getting testicular cancer, and he died like really quickly after diagnosis. I think it spread through his system or something.
Right.
And the following, they had the funeral on the weekend, and I didn't go. The following day, we were all stretching, kind of getting ready and chatting. And two of them are talking about like, "Oh, what a great man. We're so sad to see." And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? What a piece of shit that guy was." And they're like, "Oh my God, you can't speak ill of the dead." And I was like, "I just fucking did. And I don't see anything stopping me. So I'm going to keep on going." What an asshole to do that to his girlfriend. And you know exactly what I'm talking about, motherfucker. And
Right.
they're literally like, they were like
But he died.
expecting like a ghost to come or something.
Yeah.
Little did they know.
What scary stuff. You are the
Yeah,
ghost.
I am the ghost. That's why I'm so pale.
That's right.
So I was going to mention, and by the way, for those that are watching, you should like and subscribe and all the things you're supposed to do, blah, 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 blah. But I was going to
Click that
mention
like button.
a,
I
a
can't
lot
even
of
talk.
people are doing new things on social media, myself included,
Right.
in this whole podcasting thing. You, however, I understand you were telling me about earlier,
Yeah. So
make me look like a beauty.
Balrogath is trying to branch out and do all kinds of fun new stuff. So if you're admiring my look tonight, I just recorded. I haven't posted it. I didn't do it live, but I just recorded a makeup tutorial because.
So this isn't even like ready yet. This is like I'm
So no,
hyping this
like I
shit for
literally
you.
did it and then was like, "Oh fuck, I have to switch windows and talk to Jim now."
That's fucking awesome.
So like it was like it was a busy day. It was a little bit rushed. I'm not sad about it. It turned out great. Look at me. So I'm pretty excited. Basically it's part of a large series of projects that we're starting to put into motion It's just, I mean, we're branching out. I've shared, I guess I can share it in the Discord here. Images on, like, you mentioned Nate Trash earlier in his Trash Talk Radio. He's got a projects in the works, so he invites artists to come hang out and like talk about their stuff. If you're not a friend or a follower of Nate Trash, check him out. He's a wonderful human being. I absolutely love him. But he's got this projects tab on his Discord community that he's building, and I shared like a work in progress image that I have, and like it's, I don't know, it's a good start, I guess. I'm not amazing as an artist, but I'm getting into it and I'm getting better at it. And so we're getting into these things where we try to branch out as far as what we do. So the makeup tutorial is like a start. As you can see, this is a background in the Discord there for another project we're working on. We've thought about our ridiculous amount of envy for you and Nate Trash and all these people that have a regular web presence and can do it live. And so we're going to steal your thunder, and we're hoping to start communicating our video game playing with the world in the exciting medium of streaming. So yeah, like as I've said, we play games. We're all nerds. So we're not ready to do D&D live yet or anything. Yet, maybe, I don't know. But
I'm not
as far as streaming goes, we want to play video games and hang out with people.
I'm not an expert at all, but I have a feeling like there would be some extreme cool to doing like like a 4-hour live stream campaign or something, something like that, and do it as a like we're raising money for the recording an album or something. So we're going to do a 4-hour live stream, and there'll be a chat, and you guys in the chat can tell us like what you want to, what horrible, like maybe it's just the DMs in the chat and gets all the like people going like, do this to them, ruin them, destroy them.
Don't give the DM that kind of power, man. He's
so
already all
we need
powerful.
more DNP live.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the DM is.
Here they are calling us nerds. That's a great idea. Honestly, sincerely, that's a great idea. And it's something. I mean, it's just a really big challenge. So we're not like there yet, but Token there with his one shots idea. I like that.
That is very, very cool.
But
one shots.
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
awesome.
we're constantly in talks at this point because I mean, I was a cook and a live musician.
Yep.
So now I'm a bum. Well, not a bum. I have a host, but also I don't like that terminology, man. Why do you call them bums?
I didn't.
People.
That was you. That was you.
Yeah, I know. It's called projecting, Jim. It's
I
about
get it.
Gaslighting. It's how you make people feel insignificant and discredit their ideas.
And for the record, for those of you at home who are watching who are bitching about the oil and gas sector, you wouldn't be able to gaslight people if it wasn't for their hard work. I don't know.
Oh, I love.
I don't know what's wrong with me.
Oh goodness, I've been like making fun of oil and gas for a while now, and that's just the best. Yeah.
For me, like I work in oil and gas, and I know that it's a dying industry that has to get replaced, and I have theories about how we need to do that. And I guarantee you they don't, everyone's got their own opinions and everything, and mine are no better or worse than anyone else's, but it's just like, every time I see those memes where people are like, if you don't like oil and gas workers, then you should just sit in the dark and the cold like in Texas and die like a pig in hell, because that's what that be. Fuck off.
Dude, I'm from Canada. The cold doesn't bother me. It's just way harder to get my other shit working when it's too cold.
Yep, no, I I don't do cold. Like I used to be that kid that like doesn't matter. I'm living my life, and if it's cold, well, it's cold, and I'll deal with it. And now I'm like, man, it's cold out. I don't want to go to the store. And now that I have a kid who's 18, I can be like, Seth, go buy me smokes.
That's it. So that's the trick, right? Is procreate so that you have a personal assistant as soon as they're old enough to go buy beer and smokes.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of time and a
Until
lot of
then, like, it's a
investment.
big trade-off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's,
But
you know, nothing good comes for free.
Right. Yeah. No, that's just like long game thinking. You're just ahead of the pack
Absolutely.
there.
You know, I've
And
always been an
patient.
innovator. Nate says, Jim, I love your alternative persona in your videos, by the way. Thank you. That is Len Vampiro. No relationship to Ben Shapiro at all.
That's right.
And it involves
No,
me. It involves me combing my hair and wearing my work clothes.
nice. I like it. I've seen you in your work clothes one time. I visited you once at work.
I scrub up so good.
You really do. You gotta have. I mean, Len Vampiro, pretty good. You could go for like Diminutive Beautiful Jim. And then they're like, oh, yeah, he isn't as big as he, like, kind of sees. You get close to him, he's not that big, and, man, he is gorgeous.
He is.
That hair,
Look at this. Look at this. That's the moneymaker right there.
That's it.
It's funny
I've
because,
been
like,
trying to grow my beard like that since I met you. I failed.
I'm still trying. Like, this little spot right here just disappears on me every now and then. So I was noticing in the video the other day, I was like, oh, you can really see that today.
The corpse paint.
I seriously... You guys should like make a line of corpse paint. I know that sounds like a stupid idea, but like no one's doing it. Everyone's buying. What's that?
I've heard worse ideas.
Oh yeah, like they say, there are no dumb ideas, only dumb actors.
Well, I can extend that to like if I try hard enough, I can extend that to myself. Because as soon as you say make a line of makeup, I'm like, well, I only need black. What do I need? Like charcoal and beer, and just wait until the beer dries.
Totally.
Yeah, that's makeup, right? That's what you do.
I'm pretty sure. Like I'm
that's actually in my makeup tutorial. So, I mean, it will be when I edit that in to my makeup.
First, we're gonna make some makeup. Crunch, crunch, pour. That's fucking awesome. Oh
I mean,
man,
except beer is just way too expensive.
Yeah, and even cheap shitty beer, like it's still a waste. I was when Nate was on the Yammer the other night, a couple weeks ago, whatever the fuck, I don't know how time works. We were talking about the band Periphery and their millions of other offshoot projects that they do, and how fucking badass that is. We talked about like Get Good Drums, and he's got the pedal for. I don't even fucking know, but you know what I mean, like. All of these different things. So maybe this is Balrogath's. You've got live streaming and you've got makeup and makeup tutorials.
I like it. I mean, why wouldn't we?
It's an opportunity, like a pair of testicles. You just got to seize them.
A construct, as I will tell you. Oh, time. Yeah.
Time. Oh yeah. Yes. Time is a constructicon.
I was like, what is she talking about now? No, that's a brilliant idea. I love the idea of making makeup, and especially like one of the biggest things as a musician is overcoming your costs. So if you can get there and have the corpse paint without having to have bought the corpse paint, you're winning.
Absolutely.
That's budgeting, man. So,
and I mean,
Jim, you just saved me a lot of money, and I have to thank you for that right up front.
But if you think about it, Jeffree Star makes makeup. Jeffree Star does podcasts. You're basically like the metal Jeffree Star. What's that?
And now he knows Kanye West, I think.
Yeah. I don't know what that story is. I heard stories about him and Kanye, and I was like, that seems weird, but all right, whatever works.
Yeah, man, I don't judge. They
Oh no, I'm not. That's not me judging. Like, oh my goodness, the love that dare not speak its name or whatever. That's me going like, Kanye always struck me as a little too weird to be around. Like, Jeffree Star, from what I understand, isn't exactly a picnic, but Kanye's he's a camper.
He's a voice of a generation, Jim. Yeah. And if you like Matt Stone and Trey Parker, also a gay fish.
Yes, yes.
Although, I mean, he never really came to terms with that himself. So you can't really call him gay because that's not his identity. So he's just a fish.
Yeah, he's a fish. You know what you call a fish with no eyes? I got called out. Your partner said, Jim said Balrogath, and I'm pretty sure I do because I that's what I read the first time when you were sending me text. And I was like, oh, Balrogath, that's cool. So now I'm like trying to reprogram my brain to be like Balrogath, like in the Hobbit movies fighting a Balrog, but
That's
it's
right.
Balrogath.
Balrog. That's actually where we got it from. It's like the equivalent of humanity is to human. Balrogath is to Balrogs. It is the plural. Kind
So
of.
essentially, you would say like me as a representative of humanity. You would say me as representative of the Balrogath.
Balrogath. Yes.
Balrogath. Fuck! I did it again. Oops! I did it again. Oh, that's right, Nate. I'm biting your stuff. Like the Balrog's fine ass. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah, that's a good chat we've got going there. I'm
Yeah.
digging it.
I was nervous. I was like, because I've never done the like Discord is really new for me. And I was like, okay, well, you know what, we'll try it. And in the beginning, I didn't have the chat thing up because I was like, I don't want to be like, it'd just be like one person going, is anyone here? Hello?
Like, echo.
Why didn't Kanye get the role of Aquaman? He is suited for it. Ha ha
ha. Have you seen Jason Momoa? That's my only answer.
That's another thing that I don't get. Like he seems like from everything I know about him, which is next to nothing, he seems like a fine fellow, and certainly a handsome guy. But he also can look, pretty regular. I've seen plenty of pictures
Kanye
of him. No, Jason Momoa. Kanye never looks regular. Kanye is a whole special kind of thing into himself.
Yeah, he's got, I don't know, he's got a really strong self-image. I don't know, I guess I admire it, but I've seen him look also like really chill. Like actually is a really good example. I just saw a video recently about Jason Momoa meeting up with Les Claypool, and because they both play bass guitar, which I've heard things about.
Yes, I've dabbled.
And he goes and he stands next to Les Claypool, which is, I imagine, daunting for anyone, and then plays bass, and he just looks like such a boring person through contrast. Like you're just like, who's this fucking loser? Like, I mean, I understand who Les Claypool is because I mean, Primus sucks, but I've been a fan for a long time, so
yeah, you can't not appreciate the man's skill.
So yeah, I'm just sitting there like, well, that's another new bowler hat, and he's got some goofy glasses on, and then there's this regular looking guy off to, oh my god, that's Aquaman. It just takes a minute because it's just like Les Claypool. What more needs to be said?
Yeah, he kind of fills the screen, like when you're standing there next to him. I had the same thing when I met Gene Hoglan. And I literally just, I was in the bathroom at Vern's taking a piss before the doors open, and Gene Hoglan was doing a drum clinic. And he comes into the bathroom and he's like, hey, how you doing? And I was like, like no dissent. I think I eventually was like, I'm well, sir, and how are you?
Yeah,
I tell you, if I wasn't pissing at the time, I'd have pissed myself.
Right? Luck. That was serendipity, man.
Yep, she'll be a lady tonight.
Oh, man, that's crazy. Gene Hoglan. That's an icon.
But immediately before that, there was a guitar clinic put on by Tosin from Animals as Leaders.
I met him once, actually. He is such an awesome dude. Like, guitar-wise, I will never be anywhere near as good as him. Like, I'll try, but he's also getting better right now and still alive during my lifetime. So I don't have it like as an endpoint goal. I'm just like, I don't know. My thumb doesn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
and uh, and I met him, and actually, it was kind of like I met him at a Devin Townsend concert where Animals as Leaders opened for him,
Right on.
and so I got to meet all of them. And this is like Devin Townsend, Ryan Van Pooter. I'm not Dutch. I can't say his last name.
Ryan.
Ryan, and then I mean all the other like the whole Devin. I'm a big Devin Townsend project fan, maybe
Yep.
fanatic. Really big on that stuff. So like meeting him and then looking, like shaking his hand, and I turn just a little bit, and then there's Tosin Abasi looking at me, and I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing here?
Mm-hmm. One of these things does not belong here.
Hey guys, I made you dinner. I'm gonna fuck off now because I shouldn't even be lucky enough to touch your hands. Like this is weird.
Yeah. My closest thing to a real cool story about a brush with fame, the last ever Johnny Incognito show, aside from the reunion show that we did after that, but the last formal Johnny Incognito show, just as we were about to start, we were at the Palomino, and I go downstairs, and Metal Chad from the press gang is like, he looks like a dog that's like spinning in circles, and I was like, dude, what's going on? Are you okay? And he's like, look. And I turn, and I was like, those old fellas look like the kids in the hall. That's the fucking kids in the hall. Oh my God. And he's like,
Wow.
should I go talk to them? Should I go talk to them? Should I go talk to them? And I was like, yes, Chad.
Well, I love
Yes,
Chad.
you should. Now, what had happened was they were in town doing a tour. They had they finished their show and they wanted to go for a beer. They went to the Palomino. Someone's like, yeah, there's bands downstairs. And they're, oh, we'll check that out. I'm pretty sure we got like 3 notes in and they're like, we should go back upstairs. It's not like they came to see me and I was a superstar or anything like that. But the cool thing was afterwards, when we came upstairs, they were like sitting with some of the people that were at the show and having conversations like regular people. It was just super fucking cool. So nothing but respect there.
Yeah. That's incredible. And I mean, even if they only watched 3 seconds, the fact that you can say, "Oh yeah, kids in the hall watched me play one time. It was great."
Oh yeah. Yeah,
You got
absolutely.
that. Nobody can take that away from you.
Hey, I reacted with a heart just now. I'm learning technology things.
Yeah, I'm cheating. I play on Discord a lot. As I said, Balrogath's like trying to have web presence. We don't, because we're all shy, among other things. Like busy and distracted, and we're kind of like really good at playing the games and not great at remembering we should tell people we wanted to play games today and broadcast it. So that's something that we're like getting towards.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like we just keep forgetting that we want to do it, or keep forgetting to put all the pieces in place in order to do it, and let people know about it. This is actually the first time anyone from the band has discussed doing it on a public medium. So.
And a public medium with millions of of viewers the world over.
There are 6 people on this Discord chat, and I don't know how many on Facebook.
I'm willing to bet at least another 1. We'll see if I can. Does my live stream tell me we have 8 concurrent viewers right now?
Wow, man, Jim.
Yep,
This is the biggest audience I've ever played in front of.
I was just about to say, like, I feel like live music is back, baby. 8 people watching me. Fuck yes! Take that, Clint.
I have played worse shows.
I have. The worst show I played was the first band I was ever in. It was a terrible fucking band, and the singer is the uncle of Dongo, my drummer.
Great.
And so we had been in a band for a while, and he got us a gig at this place called Soul Tattoo, which was a coffee shop. And I was like, okay, cool. And like the day of, he's like, yeah, it's a Christian coffee shop. And I was like, we're doing a what now? And he's like, well, we're a Christian band. And I was like, no, we fucking aren't. Like, you may be a Christian, and that may inform some of your music, but the rest of your band are atheists. Like, can't really, like, that's kind of a shitty thing to imply. But we went down, we played this show, and like no one was there. And the owner came up afterwards and was like, listen, I can't afford to give you guys any money. I'm sorry, but how would you feel about hot dogs? And we're like, sure, why not? And they gave us 2 hot dogs. There was 3 people in the band. They gave us 2 hot dogs. So we didn't even get a hot dog each.
Wow.
Yeah, Nate says, it's hard. Content on the regular gets draining, and he hasn't streamed on Twitch in a month. I've never done the Twitch stream.
Me neither.
I kind of, it's all new to me, right? Like I'm basically like a buffoon when it comes to all of this, and I'm just like, okay, I guess I have a Discord now, and that's fun, and people are chatting. But yeah, young whippersnappers like Mr. Nate, they know these things intrinsically, and they just they woke up one morning and they're like, I'll create a Twitch environment. Oh yeah, create it. Okay, cool. Me, I'm sweating like bullets, going, how do you fucking live stream on a thing?
That's closer to where I identify. I kind of I had the, I guess, pleasure of setting up the Balrogath Twitch account, and then I guess I did a bad job because somebody went back and actually finished it and gave logos and information about what was going to be featured and I don't know, clarity on why we exist. I didn't have that. I mean, I guess I could have, but I don't know. I don't know what's necessary, man. I just kind of, yeah, okay, we have a Twitch now. Cool. It's connected to the band email. Great. We're ready to go, right? That's all we needed. Hooray. Oh, I'm wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm used to being wrong.
Wrong, if you're never right, you're always wrong. So why is my kilobytes per second just cratered on me a second there? I think things might be better. It looks like it's better. Let's see. Yeah, it was. I looked up and it was sort of choppy.
Back.
No, it's to do with my connection, and I'm Ethernet wired, and I was just like, maybe I should turn it down something, and it was normally I'm sitting around 6,000 kilobits per second is my connection, and this was 1,000, and I'm like, this is what the internet. We must be like, ha, oh,
It was all smooth on my end.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really cool the stuff that you guys are doing. Trying to get your feet in the various doors. It's nice also that when you screw up a Twitch account, you've got people there to hold you and tell you it's all going to be okay and fix it for you.
Yeah, I'm pretty lucky. It's nice to have a active band. I mean, it's nice is a loose terminology, and so is active, I guess, because we're not playing shows or recording yet. We will be recording this summer. We have talked to studios and made plans to record. It's mostly re-record, but we basically the reason I say re-record is because our last EP that we released, we recorded a full 8 tracks and decided only 4 of them were worth releasing. So we, oh shit, well, I guess this is an EP instead of an album. Cool. I'm glad we paid an amazing artist for some artwork that we're going to just sit on for a while. So we've been practicing, working on our, doing the thing, rehearsing remotely because we're not supposed to see each other. So that's a whole interesting thing, but
that is, it's a bit of a wonky time in that regard. I find that we're all kind of doing our best to stay sane and everything, but it's hard to be oh yeah, I'm a musician, I have a band, I play in a band, and then when was the last time you saw any of these people? It's been a long time, a very, very, very long time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to figure out if the it keeps telling me that our stream status is poor, and I don't know what the fuck to do about that because my numbers are good. I'm sitting at like, good kilobytes per second. It's clean and streamy on my line. TV looks fairly good, so I think it's just YouTube's just giving me attitude for no reason. No, everything. Oh, is what you?
I'll close a couple windows, but I don't think I have so much going on my computer that I can't.
No, it is not you. It is not you. It's literally like all of this is coming through my computer and my connection, right? And when I go to the YouTube studio, when I go to the YouTube studio, it says my stream is poor and that it's not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming, and yet I'm getting like 5,300 kilobytes per second of connection, which is they're like, you probably 2,500's fine, but kind of shitty fine. I don't know. Maybe I suck. Maybe life sucks. Gandalf Graham says it seems fine on their end, so yeah, I guess we're good. Cool. Screw you, YouTube, trying to be all tough and shit.
Trying to fuck with us.
Yeah.
Throw off our groove.
Sorry, you were going somewhere, and I did that thing where I was like trying to pay attention and doing math in my head, going, wait a minute. So please, if you can.
No, it's all good, man. Yeah, basically, like it's been this whole mystery of how do we get this album out and get the tracks involved in it to a point where we can, record it without seeing each other first.
Yes.
And that's the whole baffling mystery. And I think at the end of the day, our consensus is going to be, fingers crossed, we can see each other before we have to go in the studio. But we've come up with a bunch of different ideas and ways to work together in a way that's progressive for the band, and we can actually get to that end goal of, we're going to make a super badass album, 8, maybe 9 tracks. I shouldn't be saying that. I don't think it's 9 tracks, but we'll see.
14 tracks. You said it here first. Yep, we're good.
14 tracks. Yep. I mean, we have at least that many. They're not ready to record at all, but we have the starts of close to that number of songs. 14 seems a little high, maybe only 13. But so we're still staying an active band. We're still coming up with stuff and collaborating and building an encyclopedia of media in various formats now, because it's just kind of, music's not enough anymore in this crazy age. So on top of compiling new tracks that we've even played some of them live, and we might not make them on this album. And that's saying something because we've had time. But there's been things to slow down the process, as well as, just how do you fucking deal with what happened in 2020, man?
Do you mean the murder hornets? Do you mean?
Oh, you're starting in January. Shit.
The whole year was just one big, that the cartoon where there's a snowball that's going down a mountain and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger until it destroys the entire town at the bottom. That was 2020. Yeah. It was the year of getting fucked by life. And
the town being destroyed was actually only July or August, and it kept going to subsequent towns.
Yeah, it was like having a dream where you're falling, and in your brain you're like, but you know what? I'll wake up before I hit the ground. And then you hit the ground, and you're like, okay, but now I have to wake up. And you're like, now the dream's continuing, and it's other people are taking over. Why is this even? Death. Yeah, how is this even fucking still happening?
It's
it was such a shit year, and when the pandemic started, I was I messaged all the Amigo Phantasma guys, and I was like, we're doing some recording, we can use this time, it'll be great, everyone can record in their basement. And I went downstairs and I made scratch tracks, I put a metronome on, and I did the entire thing going dun, 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 and here comes the change, did the whole fucking, all the songs we were going to record, and then I grabbed my trumpet, and I recorded my trumpet parts over top of that, and I was like, let's do this! And then COVID Fucking COVID. Just
Yep.
ruining everything.
And then, hey, the people you wanted to include in this project, yeah, they can't come to your house.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we were facing all kinds of challenges with that kind of stuff too, and like trying to get to a point where we could be independent as a group of musicians and artists. And you were asking me on Facebook about this yesterday. Well, not me. You were just asking about this, and actually, I think it was on Discord, not on Facebook, because everyone's doing the Discord thing now. But
Yes.
about the Scarlett Focusrite Scarlett interfaces.
Yeah.
Did plug a bass into it. This has nothing to do with the Yammerings. This is a total tangent, but
But a tangent
I
I'm
guess how
very
I'm going to bring
interested
it
in.
back. Yes, I plugged the bass into the Focusrite, and it sounded great. The gain knobs on it work for the bass. I have active pickups in my bass, but it shouldn't affect anything. My bass is loose terminology. Don't get mad, Red. Um, yeah, so the Focusrite, absolutely great interface. That's where what you're hearing me through now. I have, like I said, a really bad knockoff Apex microphone and a Focusrite interface, and I've been able to have going back to the how we're integrating digitization into band activities and stuff. Having meetings with um, David Adam, our guitarist for Balrogath, and having back and forths and being able to sit down and like play guitar back and forth to each other. It's not quite a live jam, but it's more live, more active. We get
Okay.
to trade riffs back and forth and kind of like if I set a loop on my pedal, for example, I can broadcast that loop to him and then he can fuck around and play parts. So if he doesn't know my rhythm part for a song, I can just play it into the loop pedal, send it to him live, and then he can just like jam over it and I can give him feedback as we're doing it about, yeah, that riff is cool. It's not amazing because I can't hear the loop, so I don't know what he's playing to, but it's a step in the right direction of that. Like maybe one day we'll be able to jam with each other live and
Yeah.
interact. But until then, it's just a really good way for us to use it as a writing tool and kind of work towards that that old feeling of being in the same room and playing instruments together.
It's it's funny because like immediately I recognized that was going to be difficult and that we would have to come up with strategies to mitigate that. And I was very quick to be like, we should be able to use Google Drives to share files, and we'll all download a DAW and be able to make music together. It'll be awesome. It'll be just fine. And what a fucking struggle that was to get all figured out.
It's a hell of a learning curve.
Mm-hmm. And I'm old, so I don't learn so good.
Yeah, I'm just dumb. So
both are legitimate.
Yeah, I've gotten extremely lucky in that two of the members of Balrogath are like educated audio engineers. Like they went to school and have degrees that say they can make the knobs make the sounds. I think that's how it works. It's stored in the knobs.
Yeah. Yeah, what you do as an expert, you kind of like wiggle them up and down and turn them left and right, and it just sounds better.
Yeah, so I'm trying to learn that from them, and they're exceptional at it. And like I might look like I'm a wizard, but that's because I want to be a wizard. They're actual wizards. They do the magic. They impart the knowledge, and I just kind of pick up the shreds of it I can and make loud noises with stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I did the recording for all of the Johnny Incognito albums that were self-done. With the first two, I think we did. One was just like a hit, play, and record kind of thing, and then the second one we had gotten a guy to do a 6-track demo, which we called VSTD, which stood for self-titled debut. Yeah, and then everything else we did after that, I recorded. And I can honestly tell you that does not make me qualified to record.
Yeah, that's legit. Like,
Yep.
I shouldn't ever qualify myself as like capable of operating a mixer. I have done it. Um, I kind of understand it. I understand it better on a theoretical wave science physics level than I do
Yep.
on using the analog device or even at this point digital device, because we have compressors available. We have so many like additional tools and like gates and just I, I mean, I could list terminology that I loosely understand for a really long time, but it wouldn't prove my knowledge.
Oh,
I basically like appreciate what's there and tentatively grasp at it and put stuff together.
I absolutely get that. I have nothing but respect for that, because when, my childhood, when you heard about people recording, it was like, paying thousands and thousands of dollars to be in a studio. And the first album I recorded was hundreds and hundreds of dollars to be in a studio. And
Yeah.
it was another guy paying the bill, so I didn't, give a shit. But we took a weekend at a studio and made it happen. And now where we're at, it's like, we have that ability to just record. And not necessarily get like, there's still a room for people who know what they're doing and can do a good job. But, like for what my band is doing right now, trading tracks back and forth over Google Drives and using that as a writing process has been fucking amazing. And
Yeah.
to the comment you made earlier about you guys have been around and for a long time and should have more stuff or whatever. In my Facebook memories from a year ago, I was like, Bodies of Everest, we're almost ready to play a show. I'm like back now and I'm like, no, we weren't.
What's a
But
show?
yeah, shows were, let's see, going back when I was a young man.
Was that the thing you
Fuck, I
walked
miss.
uphill both ways towards?
Oh, absolutely. There was people, beer.
You're not
The
allowed
beer
to
made
do
it
that.
so I could stand the people. It is a time gone by. I sincerely hope that not only that we get shows back eventually, but that the venues we love weather this storm, because this is hard.
Oh, it's terrifying and upsetting. Hard. While summarizing it really quickly and succinctly, barely covers it, I think.
Oh yeah. For those of us that are in that community and making music, or even just the people that are in that community who maybe aren't in bands or whatever, this is like just extremely painful and difficult. And I get it. Like the other day, someone invited me to join a Facebook group about live music, and I clicked on it, and it was literally like, we should tell them that if they're allowed to have churches open, we need to have gigs. And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa,
Like
no. Yeah, like, what are you fucking thinking? Like, I don't want my gig to be a super spreader.
Yeah, exactly. Like none of us are in Trapped or Smash Mouth.
Now,
That's
I'll
not the
admit,
goal.
I played a show during the point where the lockdown was lifted. I did play a show, and I did so fully aware of what I was doing, and I made the decision to do that with my band. And it was predicated on the fact that we knew no one was going to come. It was going to be a small crowd. We were doing it at Vern's, and Clint was taking everything very seriously. And I wanted to support Clint, even if all he made from it was my beer money. At least it was something. And it was just super difficult to make that choice, but I absolutely had to.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
now I have to be quiet for 1 sec.
Okay. Well, on playing shows in the last year, then, we did one. We snuck off. We hung out with Spit of the Sin and Fjalthingor for a night, and we made music in a I guess it was a live situation. wasn't really a show situation. We kind of tucked away in Spit of the Sins jam space and had the lovely Kale Michael be our sound guy. And we, we just rocked out, and there was cameras pointed at us, and there was, I don't know, Ethernet cables, and we were all kind of like, what's going on? But yeah, like, I like playing music, let's do it. And it was just this like kind of weird situation because we're like, okay, so we're at this house, and it's like a house party, and that there are 11 people here. I don't know, like, not a lot, but like more than I have in my house at any given time, without organization. So it was like kind of neat because it's like, okay, so there's 3 bands and a sound guy and significant others, and this is the most people I've seen in 6 months, and it's freaking me the fuck out. Why can't I deal with 11 people?
Isn't that the weirdest thing though? Like, we're so used to isolation, and we miss everybody, and we want to see everybody, and then in that moment you're like, don't touch me. Why are people around this? What? I'm curious to know what shows are going to look like when finally this is all said and done, and we can, that first big show, and I mean big show, where like all the people who don't normally go to shows come out, and like they'll all just be standing there like, I don't know if I'm good. Moshing.
Everyone has a hula hoop, and it's just like, stay out of my bubble.
Yes. All of a sudden, hardcore dancing makes a lot of sense. Stay the fuck away from me.
Can you imagine a safe place for hardcore dancing? That's all the kids have ever wanted.
Yep. Oh, absolutely. We had the Western Front show at Distortion. I think we did it a couple times. It was a big like hardcore festival, and they were doing the whole hardcore dance like circle pit craziness. And yeah, it gave me a very different perspective on it, and I gotta say I was surprised that I found myself really enjoying it. It was I wasn't partaking because I was bouncing, but I could see for the first time in my life, I could see the logic of what they were doing and the safety of what they were doing, and I'd always been like, those goddamn kids are gonna kill a guy, god damn it. And no, it was not that at all.
Yeah, they're really. No, I've still got audio. Sorry, I just thought my mic was off. Yeah, they're really like surprisingly cautious. I liked a lot of the hardcore bands when I was in high school, and I went to a bunch of like Silverstein and Cancer Bats and Comeback Kid and a lot of those kinds of shows. And then the local equivalents, I've been embedded in the scene as much as I can make myself embedded in the scene for a very long time, but I made a point of going to those shows and hanging out and enjoying it, and I'm not good at the dancing of it because I'm not good at any dancing of anything. And it seemed like chaotic and violent, and I'm not really a violent person. I'm a pretty like pacifist kind of guy. So like that violent extreme dancing, I'm like, yeah, I like a mosh pit and running in circles and shit, but this seems off. And then after like a really long time of watching and avoiding the shit out of those pits, I've realized that they kind of just like, that's their way of forcing their space on the world, and the idea is to stay away from it in a sense. Like you can move around and stuff, but pay attention. Don't take a flying windmill to the face like my guitar just did.
Yep. Yeah, you don't want to hit your guitar either. That's I'm no expert on the world of guitaring, but that seems bad.
You would normally be right, but this one's got a tuning lock on it, so I can hit the shit out of it, and it'll be in tune. I'll play it tomorrow, like whatever.
Well,
the trick is not cutting yourself on the loose string. Also, it's a 7-string, and I have a capo on it, so I'll let you guys at home imagine what I'm doing right now. But you're wrong.
I never understood like capo's always. I'm finally getting to a place in my life where I can accept that a capo is a viable thing, because they always just seemed like things that like folk punk kids are like. I don't know how to play anything but power chords, but I want to play higher up, so I'm just going to put this thing here, and now I can play power chords up here.
Totally. The indie musician in me doesn't like capos, but I use them for dumb reasons. I don't even want to explain why that's on my 7 string. I understand why they exist, and I fully understand how to utilize them, and that does not make me a good person or musician.
But it's not about that. It's not about being
No.
a good person or a good musician. It's about making noise and having fun. And if that
That's right.
is what you're doing, then fuck it. Nate says that was his secret weapon in Oath. The capo?
I almost wore a fucking Nuclear Oath sleeveless shirt today. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Why wouldn't you do that? As far as cheating tunings go, my favorite still belongs to Fernando from the Reckless Heroes, who bought a 5-string bass so that his 5th string could be in D.
Yep.
And he didn't have to tune for drop D songs. String.
That's pretty fucking awesome. I bought a 5-string bass, but it was so that I had the 5th string.
Oh, they're wonderful. And
yeah.
The extended range, I love extended range. I don't use it right, but I don't use anything right. That's kind of come up a bunch.
I'll tell you, all the playing by myself musically has just shown me how many areas that I really have not put the work in. When I play that bottom string on the 5-string, it does not, like, I am not plugging it properly.
Well, it's new. You've only been playing that string since you got the bass. Like, that's a new instrument, right? That's a quarter of a new. That's 20% of a new instrument. I can do math.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure, though, that if I was to be honest, I probably was playing the E string on a 4-string bass like shit, too. So it's probably not new. I just transposed a key.
You just identified a new error in your playing. What you did.
Exactly.
But you know
exactly.
what? I get excited when I actually identify an issue with my playing instead of like, I didn't hear anything specific. No, I hear it and I'm like, oh, I really fucked that up. Oh.
Yep.
But I know how. I did it exactly this way, which means never fucking do that again.
Oh, yes.
So now I know what to avoid. I'm going to make every other mistake.
Totally. When we were doing that 11sies song, there's this section in sort of later middle of the song that it goes, the drums are playing in 4/4 time, and the bass is playing in 11/8 time. So it intentionally falls off more and more, and then it syncs back up. And it's, if I play it correctly, we have to do 11/4s in order to get it to sync, but that's what we do. And if I play it correctly, then the sync up is perfect right at the chorus, and I know exactly, like, I'm like, yep, nailed it. The first few times trying that, I'm like, I've got this. I've internalized the 11s. I'm like, no problem, I can do this. I start playing it, and immediately you switch to 11/12 time, because that fits 4/4. Or sorry, it's 12/8 time.
12/8.
And and I'm like, no, this is wrong. And in order to do it, I actually had to record earlier, like take a piece that I'd already recorded, copy it, paste it into that section, make sure that I lined it up correctly, and then play along to that and like cut the drums out and play along to it to get the vibe right. And then I just had to like listen and internalize it with the drums and get to the point where I could hear the drums for timing, but not for like the meter that I needed to care about. Hey, there's a moth above you.
Yeah, weird. It brought me a beer, so I'm not upset.
I'm kind of jealous. I ran out of beer, and I'm like, they're in another room.
To bring you beer.
And you know the funny thing is, I have my the best part of that is I'm the one that said moth, but she didn't hear me say moth.
Oh, I mispronounced it. It's Muse, not Moth. That's what she was upset about.
Oh, you were using the old English.
Yeah, no, that's my bad.
No judgments.
uh, yeah, it's weird meters like that are fun though, because if you count it right, you're always going to be able to. Well, I mean, I got maybe call Reno out for cheating during that section, but it's if he's only playing 4-4 and you have to play 11 times, like who's doing the work really?
Oh yeah. He's got the easy job, right? I mean, we're gonna have a drummer 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they've got it the easiest. I can't think of a drummer that would disagree.
Except, of course, my good friend, every other drummer on earth.
Yeah, yeah, he's right.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, no, that's when he first presented this idea, I was like, I think my exact words were, I think it is a really, really sweet thing that you think I'm capable of this. But I don't see it. And now I do it. I did the live stream the other day with bass practice, and I played that song, and the chorus hit after that part, and I was right, and I was like, fuck yes. And no one else is gonna understand why I'm like in that moment, like, yeah, dude, oh, fuck yeah.
Feeling so cool.
Oh yeah,
I've done
yeah.
that. I love that. I remember what song is it? Kerosene from the Reckless Heroes is in 7/8. And that was the first time someone that wasn't me proposed a weird time signature for stuff. And I had to learn somebody else's part in a new time signature, and I was just like, wait. Oh, I don't like it when it's this way. Like, you're making me do it? Shit. Okay. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Shit. How do I count less? And like I eventually got it. Nolan's was a really, really helpful drummer as far as that goes. And also Kevin just like was really good at being patient with me, because like sometimes I get stuff, sometimes I don't get stuff. He doesn't care, and really good at making clear where the mistakes were, so that it was easy to repair it quickly and get it into time. And I've been pretty lucky in all the bands I've been in, honestly, because I've always had that kind of support. But as far as the weird meters go now, I feel like I think more on a mathematics scale when I write a rhythm, or a more complex rhythm. So yeah, like I got not in trouble, but I got told that this part, I was like, yeah, guys, it's in 4/4. I don't know what your problem is. It's in alternating 5/8, 7/8, which would put it in 12/8. I guess that would. I don't know. I think it's in 4/4. They think it's an alternating 5/8, 7/8. The drummer's probably right. He went to music school, but you know,
I do.
It's one of those like I'm glad I'm kind of stupid, because it makes it really easy, because I just have to count to 4.
And for me, what I found is, like, when I joined Body of Everest, the first thing they told me was like, listen to songs, and just, you're gonna have to listen and listen and listen and listen to just embed it in your head. It's not about counting, especially when you're trying to count to 11 quickly over and over again, right? You can't. But you can get,
like 180 beats per minute. Like, good luck.
Yeah, just sorry, it's not going to happen. But you internalize the rhythm, and then all of a sudden, you've just got it. I was muttering my way through it while I was doing a live stream one day, and I was like, okay, this part's hard because it's in 11/8, and then now I just switched to 12/8, and that was intentional. We did that on purpose. But if I do that later, I'll be in trouble. And then, here comes the chorus. The chorus is in. I don't even have a fucking clue what the chorus is in. Could not tell you, but I know it, and I get the rhythm right. It's
make sure those beats line up. If you're counting them or not, if you get the right one at the right time, you're good.
Mm-hmm. And the biggest advice I could give any person starting in music right now is the drummer is always right. If the drummer is wrong,
Mhm.
then the whole band has to be wrong right along with the fucking drummer, and the drummer is right.
Everybody do push-ups. That's just everyone's wrong. Start over.
Yep, exactly. At one point, I was in a band. It was Ella Fitzgerald, and Frankie Froglicker had played music, but he'd never played in a band with a drummer before, and he
He
had
makes
real
wonderful
real
music.
struggles. Yeah, he had real struggles with counting, and this isn't like, oh, what a stupid guy or anything like that. It was, this is just he was. Oh, that's a mothing. I think it says. Oh.
Got her.
But yeah, Frankie had never done this, so it was new to him, and he would actively, like, he would get off the timing, and then you could see he didn't know how to fix it. And I stopped the band, and I wanted in the middle of a practice, and I was like, Frankie, here's the thing you need to know: the drummer is always right. If you have to stop and listen to the drummer and come back in, like, that is 100% okay. You can't. He is always right. And he's like, well, what if he screws up? And I'm like, he cannot, because the drummer is always right. If he screws up and plays the wrong song, that's the song we were always meant to play, and that's how the universe is now.
Because the drummer's always right.
Yeah, this is just how shit is. I am amusing. That's adorable. Your partner's awesome.
She's really great.
I like that.
I'm pretty lucky. Yeah.
Yeah.
And supportive. Like, she's okay with me spending hours on end without seeing her. 10 feet below her. The living room's right
Mhm.
above my band room here. So she's literally sitting on a couch facing the same way as me. Right up there. She's probably watching this right now and judging me really hard. But the rest of the time, she's doing her own thing. I'm doing my thing. And she completely supports it. And yeah, like, jackpot. That's
Just
the
commenting.
best I could ever ask for.
I just had to comment in the Discord there because it was important.
Yeah, you should be judging me. You should be judging me. Because why not? Like, I'm here.
Favorably,
You're the constant.
favorably
I'm the
judging.
variable. Look at the variable and be like, what's up with this? Good, bad? That's up for you. That you decided.
Well, I can honestly
it a
tell you
wash.
that I think this has been a very, very fine conversation.
Yeah, I'm having a blast.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's weird. Again, going back to that, I've known you a lot longer than I kind of internalize our relationship as having, like, how long it has been. Like 12 years. Like, fuck, man, that's some time.
Yeah. There's not a single
pretty
pair
cool.
of my underwear that's been around that long.
Me neither. As far as I don't keep a record of it. I don't think
according to the internet and what I'm publishing out there.
Yeah, like what a weird spot to be commenting on. Yeah, I don't think any of my underwear is that old. I would be amazed if the shitty fabric underwear is made out of lasted that long. Also, shitty fabric is a weird pun I didn't mean to make.
That tells a different story than you intended.
Shitty story. Anyway,
I have a challenge for you. It's a really, really difficult challenge, but talk about anything for 30 seconds while I run and grab a beer.
Okay, well, I'll talk about what Balrogath is doing, because I'm a shamelessly self-propounding media slut. And what Balrogath is doing right now is, like I said, I'm basically learning digital artwork in order to make stuff for the band while only having to pay professional artists as much as we need to keep the ball rolling, which isn't to say I choose to cut professional artists out, because I will never be as good as like Trez or Corey, who did our most recent EP art, and he did that on super short notice, because we were like, oh shit, we don't have a full album, we have an EP. Hey, friend that does artwork, can you make artwork for this EP, and he was like, "Yeah, dude, I love your band. I can absolutely make it." And he made this awesome artwork for our EP, and then I feel really bad because we haven't showcased Trez's art enough yet, and
Yes.
it's so incredible, and it's just like not like not something I would ever be able to create. So I'm learning digital artwork in order to like try and make some fun logos and shit for Balrogath, but I'm not really trying to step on toes or anything. It's just something that I'm doing so that I don't have to pay for like little thumbnail logos and stuff. Which I already shared a background for in the Discord earlier. That's just a background. There's more to the image, but I and we as Balrogath are not there yet. So yeah, well, whatever. We'll get there eventually. I'm a really slow artist because I make a lot of mistakes. It's just like when I play guitar, I fuck up about as much as I do it right. But on digital media, I get to go back and redo it. On guitar, I do a lot of those mistakes live. So call me on it.
Yeah. See, and I used to, like, when I was in Johnny Incognito, I was the front man, and I would screw up because we would play, like, our songs were super fast. And then we'd get on stage and play 8 times faster because we're idiots. So there'd be songs where my mouth could not possibly humanly move in such a way that I would keep up with the words. So I just be like, and eventually I would hit a wall and fuck up. And normal singers would be like, you know, just move your face a little bit and make noises and no one will know, and, you know, wait till you can catch up. But I'd be like, fuck! I screwed up hard! And I thought that was fucking hilarious. And people would come up to me and be like, you know, Jim, you really need to consider the fact that, you know, you're sending the wrong message. You know, you're a professional musician up there, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, have you heard my band? Jesus.
Oh man, that's a voice that hasn't come out yet. Business Jim.
Business Jim.
That was a good one.
Well, let me tell you.
No, that was
a little
really
bit
good.
about.
On the level 50s announcer. Liked it. I liked it.
Excellent. It's funny because I actually, I do that at work. I'm sure that I change my voice, but I also don't realize I'm doing it, and I do it in those like business meeting settings. But when it's a little breakout group, I totally don't do that, and that's an intentional thing because it's the whole in-group, out-group thing. My job is very much to convince IT people to do the right thing for businesses and to convince businesses that IT people are doing the right thing for them. And so I have to sort of play the odds. So I will be in a room full of IT people, and I'll suddenly be talking like, you know, my normal self, and I'll throw a couple F-bombs in there, you know, like, can't believe how fucked this project is. Ha 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 ha. And it's that thing that people hear it and they're like, you're one of us after all.
You're not just a business-minded monologue. You're one of us. Welcome to the club. And then I'm doing my 50s radio announcer.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's funny because to me, the next guy to come down the aisle is going to be one of us. Casey Kasem with America's Top 20 Countdown. I fucking love that shit.
Yeah. You should branch into radio if this talk show takes off. Maybe you can do some of that. You definitely got a good voice.
I got a good face for radio. And that's the funny thing is like all the things that I find fun to do, like this is fucking fun for me, and I would totally do this as a career. But there's like a million people who have appropriate certifications to do this job who are unemployed and just struggling to survive not because of COVID, but because of like post media and like now there's one media company that eats the entire world and all that shit. Like I kind of almost like if somebody came to me and they were like, you sir need to be on radio, I'd be like, you need to back the fuck up and go talk to my friends that are unemployed, God damn it.
Go give somebody who deserves it a job.
Yeah, I hate my life so much. Why can't I be successful? Go over there and make someone else successful. It's not imposter syndrome. It's just me. It's true though. Like I have serious challenges with the idea of like I don't like getting anything ever, which is dumb, but because I always feel like somebody else deserves it. Um, but at the same time, it's like we live in such a fucked up world right now where people are, everyone's fucking struggling, everyone's having a rough time, and like I feel guilty about the fact that I didn't lose a single hour of work over this whole thing. I've just been able to work from home, and I haven't been like horribly put out. I'm not an essential worker, so I'm not like throwing myself to the wolves. I have it so fucking easy, and every moment where I'm like, my life is hard, I just like, what the hell is wrong with me? Imposter syndrome is a motherfucker. You are absolutely right, TJ.
Yeah, he's wise. That's why we've dubbed him our lore master.
Yep.
Well, that he's our DM for Dungeons and Dragons, and it kind of just made sense.
Yeah,
all of
and
our
he does master
titles are subclasses of characters. That's where we kind of get the weird, like, I guess the quick breakdown is I'm the war chanter, I think. Our drummer is the rhythm warden. Our rhythm guitarist is the sublime chord, and TJ is the lore master. And
Nice.
we make up a party of nerds that make music.
So let me ask you, since we're obviously here in the middle of a pandemic, when's the next show planned?
Oh wow, that is
The words you're looking for are "fuck you, Jim."
non-existence. That is non-existent. Yeah, pretty much.
And here's a
we
little salt
do
for that wound.
have plans for more access to our music in the near future, including a music video we're shooting right now.
Nice.
So, like, no show, but like music video. Yeah.
It's something to keep the masses thirsty for more, right?
It's yeah, feed the machine, man. If I've learned
Yeah, you
anything
gotta.
from Pink Floyd, it's you've just got to do this until you die.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And it's
Like with
funny.
anything.
Like it's funny how every time I'm in a band, there's 5 years go by, and you get to that place where you have those days where you're like, what I'd like to do is murder every single one of these motherfuckers. Every single one of these motherfuckers could die at my hand. I'm okay with this. You may love them to pieces, but like, you're human, and we're around each other way too fucking much. And whenever a band falls apart, I'm like 7 seconds of okay, I'm gonna be all right. And then after that eighth second, I'm like, why am I not in a band? Why am I not in a band? Why am I not? I can't fucking handle this. And I go nuts until something happens.
Yeah. Yeah, I can feel that.
Dude, it is now, we're at 2 hours.
Oh, we're at 2 hours. We've been talking for a while.
We have been talking for a while. I feel like at this point, if I do not address it soon, my bladder is going to actually get out of my body and push me into the bathroom. So I think what we need to do is do this again soon.
Sure. Yeah,
but I think that it definitely, and maybe next time we can showcase a video of makeup tips.
Oh, actually, I got to start editing that. Like I said, I did make a singular slip, and I gotta correct that because it was. I just like smashed two words together, and then I was like, oh no, that's. Well, this video is not worth keeping.
I did that the other night. I was doing a thing where I was responding to a comment, and I wasn't like, ooh, this will be good channel content. It was like, it's fucking 10:30 at night, and I'm tired, and I don't want to type, so I'm just gonna not stream it, but I'm just gonna record. And I opened a browser window, and I'm reading the comment, and I'm talking about my responses to it. And midway through, my daughter messages me, and it's nothing like, there's nothing to it. I think she was talking about, how stupid one of her bosses was or whatever. But this pops up, and I was like, well, that's not right. We'll edit that. And as soon as I was done recording the video, I scanned through the video. Oh, cut, and I threw like a clip of me being like, "So here's what happened." Paste.
So whoops. That's not what was said.
Yep. No one
you
will
just
ever
cut
know.
out that part. Nobody knows.
Yeah, they're not releasing the director's cut.
I'll get used to making like a YouTuber one day, maybe. Nobody heard anything.
I believe in you.
And get really used to my face just appearing in a slightly different spot because I cut that part out of the video because I fucked up so bad. That'll probably usually be about 50-50 musical fuck-ups, and my mouth doesn't work very well fuck-ups. But, you know.
But you know what? You're human. We love you. You're in our heart. I'm pluralizing us because I'm referring to everyone in the whole fucking world, because there are probably people out there who don't love you, and I will fucking kill them.
Oh, you're very sweet. Thank you, Jim. And
That's what I do.
From the bottom of my heart, thank you for having me here, and it's been a pleasure. And I want to give you a hug. I miss the getting to a bar where I know so many people, and I just have to spend 10 minutes going around giving people hugs because I miss everyone's faces. And
that is one of the best things in the world. It's amazing to me how, like, those little simple things matter so much, and I miss them so much. I miss you. I miss my people. I can't wait for all this craziness to be done, and we can all be in a room screaming and making music together.
Hell yeah, man.
All right, my brother. On that note, I'm going to fade, and then we'll call it a night. Thank you so much for talking to me. I appreciate it. Hey, everyone that's watching, like and subscribe.
Yeah, click like and subscribe now. This is brought to you by beer and music.
Yes, my many sponsors, including, and that way I can edit it in later.
Yeah, no, those are like empty. I get what you're putting down. Brilliant. All right, later, Jim.
All right, my brother. You take care. All right, we are